It started with 7 simple words that shattered my entire world. I think we need to take a break. Hania, my wife of 6 years, stood in the living room with her arms crossed, avoiding eye contact. Her voice was calm, almost rehearsed. At first, I thought she was joking. A break? From what? We're married, Hania. She sighed and finally looked at me, her face cold and distant. I need time to find myself. I feel stuck. You work all the time and we barely connect anymore. I stared at her, trying to process everything. So instead of talking to me, you want space? She nodded, almost relieved that I didn't fight her. I didn't know it then, but that break was just a polite way of saying, I'm leaving, you for someone else. 2 days later, she packed a small suitcase and left for her friend's place. She promised it was temporary. She promised she just needed time. I wanted to believe her. For the first week, I called, texted, tried to understand, but she barely replied. When she did, it was short, cold, mechanical. Something was wrong. One night, I opened Facebook and saw something that made my blood run cold. A mutual friend had posted photos from a small party. In the background, laughing, smiling, dancing, was Hania, and next to her was Daniel, her ex. The same man she cried over years ago, the one who broke her heart. My wife didn't need a break. She needed him. I didn't confront her right away. I needed proof, not assumptions. I hired a private investigator, best decision I ever made. Within days, I had everything: hotel bookings, photos of them holding hands, late-night drives, even dinner dates. Hania wasn't trying to find herself. She'd already been found in Danielle's arms. The investigator also dug deeper and found something worse. They had been talking months before she asked for a break. All those girls' nights out. Lies. All those late office hours. More lies. My wife was never confused. She was cheating. I stayed silent, pretending to be the clueless, heartbroken husband while quietly planning my revenge. The first thing I did was meet with my lawyer. Thankfully, we had signed a prenup before marriage, something Hania always hated. It stated that if she was caught cheating, she'd walk away with nothing. I gathered every piece of evidence, neatly filed and time-stamped. Then I drained our joint account, legally, transferring the funds to my personal savings. I stopped paying for her credit cards. I changed the locks on the house. And I waited. 2 weeks later, Hania came back, smiling as if nothing had happened. I think I'm ready to come home, she said sweetly, wrapping her arms around me. Stepped back, staring at her blankly. Home? She nodded. I just needed time to think. I realized you're the one I truly love. I almost laughed in her face. Love? You found that in Danielle's bed, right? Her smile froze. What are you talking about? I tossed a thick envelope on the table. Inside were the photos, receipts and transcripts from the investigator. Her face turned pale as she flipped through them, trembling. This isn't what it looks like. I cut her off coldly. It's exactly what it looks like. She collapsed on the couch, crying, begging, clawing at my hands. Please, I made a mistake. He means nothing to me. I love you. But I'd seen enough. I calmly handed her a document, divorce papers. Her tears stopped instantly. Wait. No, you can't do this. We can fix us. I leaned in close and whispered, there is no us. Not anymore. The next few weeks were chaos. For her, not for me. She thought Daniel would leave his girlfriend for her, but he didn't. In fact, when his fiancée found out about the affair, she exposed him publicly and kicked him out. Daniel dumped Hania the same day. Suddenly, she had no boyfriend, no home, no money. She tried moving back in with me, but the locks were changed. She tried calling my parents, hoping they'd convince me, but I had already told them everything. My entire family cut her off. Then came the divorce hearing. With my evidence, the prenup, and her recorded confession during a phone call, the court ruled in my favor. I kept the house, the savings, the car, everything. Hania walked away with nothing. 2 months later, she showed up at my office looking broken, exhausted, and desperate. Please, I've lost everything. I made a mistake. I still love you. I stared at her, remembering the night she told me she needed a break, when in reality she was already back in her ex's arms. I leaned forward, smiled coldly, and said, "Go ask Danielle to take you back." Then I called security and had her escorted out. Today, I'm finally at peace. No more lies. No more manipulation. No more betrayal. Hania thought she could walk away, live her little fantasy, and come crawling back when it fell apart. But when she left me, she lost me forever. She asked for a break. I gave her one, a permanent one.